Welcome to the video taken for class. Just wanted to let you know every Friday, 11 a.m., same Zoom link all the time. It's pinned at the top of the group. This week, let's talk about open houses and how you can effectively throw them so you are really winning over the neighborhood. I hear all the time that people say, oh, we want to, I don't throw open houses. They don't work. They don't sell houses. They don't sell houses. Well, I was told years ago by an amazing gentleman by the name of Kia Saab that you're not there to sell the house. You're not there to win the neighborhood. You're not there to woo anyone to buy in the house. You may get a person that comes through that the agent's super busy and they came to see the house in person. They probably love the house online. But with that being said, one thing I do know is when we put our houses on the MLS, when we push them with social media marketing, getting in front of people, that's what sells houses. Putting the house out there, priced right, in good condition, according to the price. So if it's something super fancy done up, you've done your due diligence and you have the house prepared for the market. Pricing it right is also a big criteria. Buyers are super savvy right now, so they understand the point of pricing the house correctly. Being in the right market. I ran across a house this week. It was priced higher. The agent knew this. They were just going back and forth with the seller about what the seller truly wanted for the house. But when it comes down to the comps, and we give you the comps, and the comps are correct, and we're dead on with the numbers, we can push it a little bit, but we don't want to overdo it. And once again, if the house is truly renovated, top to bottom, it's going to move. If it's mid-level, yeah, you might get a couple buyers. It might slow down a little bit. If it needs a total renovation, you're probably going to get the investors rolling in with their numbers. So advising our clients is what we do. We advise. We do not demand that they price wherever they price. We give them the great numbers and we move on. But when it comes to doing an open house, I am I'm super excited to always do an open house. That is an opportunity for me to sharpen my skills when it comes to speaking to people in an educated way, being able to flow information right off the top of my head, talking about the community, talking about the aspects of the houses. It gives me a comfort level because once again, I'm an introvert, extrovert, that talking to people was never my thing, but now it is because of the profession I've chosen to jump into. So when it comes to being able to get comfortable, if you've never sold a house, if you're new to real estate, a great way to get going is to throw an open house. Get in front of people, get comfortable with talking to people about the different things that they're looking for in a house. Take notes of what people are telling you when you're in a house, because those are the common questions that come about when it comes to real estate and what people are looking for when they're out and about searching. You get an opportunity to look and see how a house should be prepared, usually for an open house, and you'll see the things that you would and would not do, would require of your clients. Cleaning the kitchen, making sure that there's no, laundry is put away. How open is the house? Are the four corners showing? And that's my favorite thing to tell people. You need four corners. Give me four clear corners. So people step into a room and can see themselves bringing things in. I don't like over-cluttered rooms. It's just, actually, my house is kind of the same way. I'm not a big fan of over-cluttered spaces. Please don't pay attention to these cabinets behind me. I got a lot going on in my life. I feel like I need to save it all because I didn't realize that I would jump into this industry and all these amazing things would be offered to me. The books, the plaques, and the different rewards I've won. I'm super proud of my accomplishments. So I don't want to let them go, but that's just my life. But just to talk about open houses once again, how can you get in front of people? How can you be the one that throws an open house where you don't have one or two people or nobody show up to your house? Or do you get a nice long line of people that come out to see the house? First and foremost, it's going to be the preparation that you put into hosting the open house. I'm a big fan. I got a couple tidbits from a couple different people when it comes to coaching. And one of the things that I heard Tom Ferry say was to do 50 to 200 flyers to your neighbors through that community, inviting them to the home. I live in a ton of different subdivisions. I live near all these different subdivisions. So it's super easy for me to get anywhere from 50 to 200 flyers out beforehand. That may seem like a lot, but if you're dropping them at the doors, if you're putting them in the mailboxes, okay, refrain from putting them into the mailbox. We got in trouble for that. But there are ways to get more people at your house. So what do you think 200 flyers, 200 postcards would do in advance of your open house the week before? Maybe the neighbors are curious what the house looks like on the inside. So maybe they're going to come by and see you. That always happens. All the neighbors come by and they're always curious about what is in that house versus what's in their house, because it's always the is their house better than mine kind of conversation all the time. The second thing is, after you do the 200 flyers, up to 200 flyers, if you can do more, knock yourself out, no, do more. Do you put a theme on your open house? One week, and always in June and July, I'm a big fan of having some type of cool thing for people to come and take advantage of. Ice cream. We did Rita's ice this summer. We realized that the buckets, you could buy the buckets and have the scoopers and the different cups and the different flavors, whatever you choose to do. And we were giving out Rita's at the open house. Of course, we did not let them walk through the house with the Rita's because we don't want stained carpet and things of that nature. But there was another idea. I did a fall theme for open house, and what we did was apples, and I made caramel sauce, and I put them in mason jars, put the apples on top. We did a hot chocolate jar, just little small things, nothing crazy, nothing out of the way, just a couple bucks. And if you have 4 or 5 of those set up at the open house, people can grab them. You want people to remember you as an individual, you as an agent that came into the neighborhood and hosted this amazing open house. Maybe you get an unattached buyer. Maybe the neighbors stop by and they're super impressed and they've been thinking about selling their house, but they don't have an agent friend. You can show them how you can flex your open house muscle on them and how impressive you are. A new thing I just heard, I like to do a lot of signs. I'm a big fan of signs. I don't have many signs. I lose them as we go through the cycles of life and open houses. Sometimes they get stolen, sometimes they blow away in the wind, somebody takes them up. You just never know what will happen. But one of my peers, Michael Collier, he is in Orlando, Florida. His advice was to do 40 to 50 open house signs. He wants you to know without a doubt he is throwing an open house. So how impressive could that be? And trust you me, you cannot put up 50 signs right before the open house. You need to do this at least a day in advance. So it gives the people a chance as they come and go throughout the community to see your open house signs, to see your name, to see your number. If your picture's on it, even better. They start to familiarize themselves with you. And if you're in the video program, if you're thinking about doing more video, one of the things I would always recommend to you is to make sure that you look like your video, you look like your picture, because now people are going to start to put that together in their heads. They're going to say, oh my God, that's the same person. Oh, that's the same person. That's this, I've seen that face before. Looks alike. My haircut changes a teeny bit. It gets longer, it gets shorter, but for the most part, it's the same haircut. You're always going to see glasses on me. You're just going to always see the same things when it comes to me. So when you see me, it's not like, oh, well, who the hell is she? You're not going to see that much of a different version of me. You may see eyebrows, you might not see eyebrows if I had a good week and got to my person in time. But that's just the trait of it. So being able to compound the different ways people can see you is absolutely amazing. And the other thing that I love to do before open houses, and this is days in advance, once again, all of this is in advance work. We're not doing anything the day of. You cannot have expectations for people to show up and show out unless they're just super nosy and that house is like a hot commodity in the community. But for the most part, especially when we're in a different, little weird market, you want to do the most you can in advance. So go live maybe that Monday, go live that Wednesday. If your open house is that Friday night, Saturday, or Sunday, Go live a couple of times during the week. Stand in front of the house. Stand in the kitchen of the house. Tell people about the community. Tell people about the house. Tell them about the price. Tell them what time and day you will be at the house. Don't ever forget to give that information. You want to bring people to you. You want them to remind you. And the thing why I say go live, because when you go live, what happens is it pushes you to the top of the food chain on any social media app you happen to be on, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. I'm sorry, the screen is a little off. So if any of those, you always want to go live. That live can be saved, it can be downloaded, it can be added to your social media platforms and used over and over again if you choose to do so to keep people in rotation. But the live is going to push people's attention to where you are. And always, I'm a big fan of going live when you're at the property for the actual open house. You show people, hey, we're here. I've been telling you about it all week. I'm so excited. Let's do a walkthrough of this beautiful home. And you walk through the house and you talk about what's going on in the community. You talk about what's outside of the house. Just don't talk about the house, because at the end of the day, as real estate agents, we need to sell a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle people are creating here when it comes to purchasing their home. I tell people all the time, they do not just want a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. They want a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath with a great outside. They want good neighbors. They want a little bit more space. They want a community center. They want a clubhouse. They don't want any of that. They want more acreage. They want a tighter community. They want to be close to shopping. They want to be close to restaurants. They want to be close to work. What are the things that people are asking you for when they call you and give you that first conversation? You don't have to sell a house to figure out what people want from you. You don't have to sell a house to know that you can ask the right questions at the right time to get in front of people. So these open houses are your opportunity to learn what people are looking for. What brings you to this open house? What was it about this particular house that caught your attention and you said you had to come and see it for yourself? Those are the kind of questions that start people unraveling their lives and helping you help them. Because if you call me and tell me, oh my God, well, I think my last client, she lived in a 3-level townhouse. She was over the steps. She wanted to get somewhere where she had, good space, but she did not want steps anymore. So it's my job to always remember the reason why we're leaving this house is because it's just not, it doesn't work for her functionally. It's not that the house don't work for her, the payment don't work for her. All of those things are probably gold. But she has an issue that we have to solve. And how do you solve that problem? You help sell her house. You help put her in a house that'll make her more comfortable. Now she's in a 55 plus community, and her bedroom's on her main level. She does have extra space upstairs, and she can choose to go up there if she wants, but she doesn't have to. Everything she needs is right on that main level, because we have to solve the problem. What is the problem, and what do people need? I get it. Interest rates are super high. And that people are saying, "Oh, I don't want to move," but there is that one person out there in the fray, in the land of 50. Because I think of everything by 50s. If I talk to 50 people, I'm probably going to find 2 that are ready to make a move, ready to need something from me. They need to sell their house. They need to do something. So if you can talk to at least 50 people a day, you probably can find that those 2 people that you need. That can probably kill your numbers. But find out what people are moving for. What is their motivation? It's not about the price. It's not about the money. It could be about the money. You need the money, but people can do other things besides sell or buy a house to solve a money issue. If I'm sitting in my house right now, according to the average comp, I'm probably sitting on about $300,000 in equity. I can use that money. Do I need it right now? But do I need to sell my house to get it? I don't necessarily have to. That could be, I can look at it a couple different ways. But when you're having these conversations with people and you're meeting them at open houses, you want to get to the grit of what they're doing, what their motivation is. And me asking someone when they first come in the door, hey, so what brought you to this house? What was about this particular house that caught your attention? That's not me asking you anything crazy. That's not me asking you where you work, how much you make, or anything to that notion. That is me just getting to know you as an individual. And because we're in a relationship type of business, this will help you grow those type of connections. When we're not saying, hey, do you love this house? Well, if you don't know this house, why are we talking? You got an agent? Oh, why are we talking? No, you want to get your chops up when it comes to speaking to people, talking in front of groups, because when you start to throw your buyer seminars and your seller seminars, you want to have an opportunity to really be comfortable with speaking to people and connecting with people. So open houses are the grand way to do that. So let's go back over it. Number one, I want you to do at least 50 to 200 flyers in the community, inviting everybody to the community, to the open house. Number two, I want you to go live at least twice that week before you go to the open house. And number three, I want you to put out as many open house signs as you can before you arrive. And I mean the night before, super early in the morning. If you've ever seen me on video out at dark 30 putting out open house signs, that was my only opportunity to get there, and I couldn't get there the day before. So I want you to put those open house signs out. I want you to put the directionals out. I want people to recognize your name and your number. And also, if you can put a picture on it, please put a picture on there. I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm very leery of people stalking me. And that, well, we're kind of everywhere anyway. So if you call me and you start talking weird, I just know how to diffuse that situation. But I do want you to be able to recognize my face, recognize my name, recognize my logo, and know that I'm always in the area. So when it comes to farming your community, that gives you another opportunity to really show up in front of everybody. So if you do community events, like I do community events, when the people see you, you do want them to, what is that? What is the word I'm looking for? Connect that. You're the same lady who's doing the community event. You're the same lady who was selling a house over here. You're the same lady that I see at the local Starbucks. You're the same lady I see at the local grocery store. You're the same person. You're the same lady I see on YouTube videos. You're the same lady that pops up in my Akaheat TikTok. You want to compound how you show up in front of people, and open houses give you the gateway to get into that community and start to market that community. And like I said, I get it. A lot of agents will say, oh, open houses don't work. Well, I have no intention on trying to sell that house that day. I am there to woo the neighbors. I am there to get more listings in the community because I'm giving them a sample of what I do when it comes to working with buyers and sellers in the area. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to win the neighborhood. I don't want to just put one listing up. I want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 throughout the neighborhood, and I become the community expert. That's what we're looking for. So when it comes to throwing open houses, there are a lot of different options you can use, but these are just some things that have been tried and true and have worked well for me in the past. Now, sometimes I do get, no response, but then I have to look back at my list and say, did you truly do all the things that you generally do when it comes to open houses? And sometimes the answer is no. So I want to be cautious of that as well. So I hope you guys are having a great one. It's almost the end of the year. Let's get rocking and rolling when it comes to 2024. I'll see you next week.